I don't really hear you guys too loud on my headphones.
me neither.
But I
That's
guess
good.
it's fine.
I only hear you from my left side because this one doesn't work.
This is a great way to start the podcast.
Welcome to
Very-
the ECOM Profit Podcast.
Come on, guys, give me some energy.
I am your host, Las
No,
Chavez.
We're good. I'm your other host, Richard Telfeja.
And I'm your guest for today, Luis Pena.
Yeah, today we have Luis Pena here with us, and he, Luis, I admire your work so much. I wish I could do what you do.
That is some Joe Rogan shit right there.
That really
I was just telling these guys I saw a video on why Joe Rogan's such a good podcaster. It's because he builds rapport with his guests. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and you'll be like, "Damn, Laz, you're a good podcaster." Taking some notes from Joe Rogan. So what's up, Luis? How are you, man?
Doing well. It's been a good year. In the start of quarter 4 right now, and everything's going good. I know you had the Heat game at your house yesterday. I'm sorry I couldn't go.
Bro,
my
the Heat
wife's
game,
cousin came in.
That game was crazy.
That
I
was
think
pretty good.
one of the best Heat games. I would say like top 3 all time.
Yeah, it was a good game.
We shit on LeBron.
Jimmy buckets popped off.
Shit
shout out to
on
my
LeBron.
boy.
For us to win, we're gonna need a lot of Jimmy buckets popping off. I would say that, but it was a good game. You start with 1, and then got 3 more to go.
Oh yeah, guys. So by the way, Lewis is here because of the whole Meet the Office series that we're doing. So today we have Lewis because he got called on into the gulags by Johnny last week.
I would say that Lewis gets mentioned a lot on the podcast too.
He does.
You're like a popular subject, I guess, topic of conversation.
So I haven't watched all the videos all the way through because I have a pretty busy schedule. But is that
you haven't watched the
necessarily-
videos?
Oh no, I do watch
no.
them.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know you
try-
do.
Yeah.
I try to avoid when my name is mentioned, so it doesn't impact how I treat
You-
others. inside
Dude,
the office.
you got mad because we called you Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh,
Yeah.
'cause of the snitch thing. Oh, I remember that.
So today's your chance, man,
Today's
to fire back.
Yeah.
Even though last one they didn't talk shit about you.
It's okay, because that's the thing, man. Like, I'm a bigger person, and I would never fire back like that.
Damn.
And a lot of those shots, they don't get to me personally because I understand the work environment that we're in, and it's a stressful one, right? We have a lot of fun, but with Facebook ads, Google ads, and the way that everything works online right now, it does become stressful for everyone here. So I don't take anything personal. And as Johnny would call me, kind of the mama bear of the group.
Or the principal of the high school.
The principal of the high school, the mama bear of the group, and my job here is just to make sure that everyone is focused and everyone is in good spirits, and we're pumping every day.
I actually I do agree with you that you don't take a lot of things personal, because some of the things that have happened, when they do happen, and I don't want to give specifics, it's kind of like, locker room stuff.
This is dirty laundry.
Yeah, it doesn't come out. But a lot of the things, like sometimes certain things have happened where I've even pulled you over to the side. I'm like, yo, I would have fucked that guy up if he would have told me some shit like that. Like,
I remember I know exactly what situation you're talking about.
so you don't take a lot of things personal. Like you're better at that than I am, because I do take things personal, but you're really good at that, at keeping business and personal like completely separated.
Well, I mean, I try to be. The way I look at it is like I said, we have a lot of high stressful situations, and if I were to take every single stressful situation personally, then I mean, I would get home and I would just be.
Yeah, you would hate your life.
I would hate my life. Yeah, definitely. So I take it as in the moment, and then realize, okay, what is stressing you out? Awesome, we're not hitting our quota for the month or for the week. Okay, let's work on that. How can we fix that? Let's generate more leads. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the accounts are doing. What client is performing not as high as we hoped, and what is the problem with that particular store, and how can we improve that going forward? So I mean, everything that I take a look, whenever people kind of lash out, I take it a look as there's something that's not working for them that they need help with, and instead of taking it personal, it's like, okay, what do you need help with? How can I help you? How can I facilitate that for you?
Yeah.
At least for work, right? And I don't take that home with me. Like, we've had arguments here, and we're all friends, and we'll go ahead and have an argument one day, and the next day it's
Dude, that's
something
funny.
new.
That's like, Laz, say fuck you to me right now.
Fuck you.
No, but say it like you mean
like
it.
you mean it.
Oh, fuck you, Richard.
Dude, what do you need help with? No, that's a good way of looking at it, though. It really is.
No,
Yeah.
but it's true.
I think it's like the productive way to look at things, because like at the end of the day, you're trying to figure out what, what's the best solution to the problem. Maybe not necessarily like lashing out back to them. Like, how is that going to help the situation?
Exactly. And I think I have to attribute that highly to my relationship. So I'm sorry, Michelle, if you're watching.
Wait, okay, no, we weren't gonna bring this up, but now you brought that up. How do you think that has helped you? Like, how has your relationship helped with?
I think anyone that's been in an extremely long relationship will be able to kind of have a similar view on.
We're gonna ask Richard after, because this guy's been in one of the longest relationships too. So
I've been together with my wife for 10 years. We've been married for going on almost 2 years now. And throughout that time, it's been a lot of patience and learning and realizing times that I was wrong and times that I've overreacted. And a lot of those times, we've gotten better with communication and understanding, hey, I lashed out because you're not paying enough attention to me, and you get home and work, and you're at work and you work. So understanding that balance. So for everyone, there's like those moments that you lash out, and then how you respond to those really affects the next week, the next 2 weeks. So I think I bring that over from my personal life to my work life, in the sense, like, if you're lashing out, it's because there's something you're unhappy with. Let's solve that. And I'm the type of person that I live with the philosophy of, is there a problem? Yes. Can you fix it? Yes. So I worry about it.
right.
And if
I think that conflict resolution is a big part of it. Just like figuring that out, and not, because there's like extremes, right? There's the people who they'll get into an hour argument and it's just like lashing out back and forth, and there's people who like they just won't even talk about it. Like,
exactly,
it's just like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything, and that's not necessarily good either, right?
Exactly, it's not, and that's why I just prefer, going through the solution route. You're lashing out. What's going on? Or you're stressed because it's not, the week isn't going how you planned it to be. How can we fix that? That's the way I view it.
I think it's very seldom that, like, rarely that the week goes exactly how you plan. Like, I feel like that never happens.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to let out anger, though, right? Like, you can't always be like, yeah, I lashed out because of this. Sometimes you just want to say, fuck, and just like hit something, and then you're like, okay, let's talk about it.
So I guess for me, that's a stress reliever that I just take out with travel. As you guys know, like, I travel a lot, and I've been traveling a lot more, and that's for me what is my stress reliever. So just like, okay,
but fuck, you're traveling, you gotta wait for that. Like, you can just like,
no, I mean,
get mad
like,
whenever,
go to the gym, let out all that energy.
Rolly goes to the gym to let out.
Go for a run or something.
That's a perfect. I should be going to the gym to let out that energy. I've put on like 20 pounds since I started working.
You guys are all dieting now too, right? Like, everybody.
Yeah, so we're doing meal plans.
Yeah. So that's something I guess we haven't shared, but these guys, like, they all started. Well, Lewis, Rolly, Alexis, Ish. Was anybody else?
No,
that's it.
And Josh is on a lifetime.
Yeah, Josh.
Poor Josh.
Josh
he's vegan. Yeah, when Josh met me, he actually shook my hand and said, "Hi, I'm Josh. I'm vegan."
Look, Josh has got some mushroom pills here. This is what he lives off of.
He needs that. He needs those to survive.
He's on shrooms 24/7. He says that this is what gets him through the day.
But actually, you guys will be hearing more about Josh, because he's gonna sneak peek. He's the one that I'm nominating for the next podcast.
Ooh, there he is.
I've heard of this, actually, the Genius brand.
So you guys will be hearing a lot
Lion's
more
mane
of
mushroom.
Josh.
So we got Josh on the next one.
We got Josh on the next one.
All right. And how's the meal plan going, by the way? Do you guys feel better? Do you feel like you've lost weight?
I feel worse. I feel like I don't have. I feel like I don't have energy.
I was actually
throughout
thinking
the
about
day.
going, like, oh, maybe I should.
No,
join
the
these
food
guys.
is delicious. It's just I'm only eating. I'm in a caloric deficit, so I'm only eating like 1,800 calories a day.
Okay.
And then I get hungry and I get a little irritable because I don't have enough food in my system. But the meals are delicious, so you should definitely try it.
I want to ask you something.
What's up?
Just came to my mind. You do some managing in here, so I want to ask you, do you manage different people differently, or do you take the same, or do you have the same I guess approach to everyone?
I think anyone like in a managerial position,
and it would be nice if you gave
Examples?
specifics. Yeah.
Okay. I think anyone in a managerial position that is doing a good job, at least in my eyes, realizes that everyone takes criticism differently. And that being said, the way that you manage people should be kind of up their alley, right? So I do manage people in different ways when I know what their strong suits are and what their weak suits are. Good example of this is working with the sales team with Ish and Rolly. Both of them have strength and weaknesses, and I try to incorporate whenever we have a meeting. We'll do a team meeting, and I work on the weaknesses with them individually. So I let them know, hey, this is what you should be working on. And a prime example, Ish is the type of person that likes one-on-one. So I will just sometimes pull him out to the side or send him a direct message, hey, we need to talk. This is what's going on, and we have to go ahead and improve on this. So he's the type of person that kind of likes that one-on-one, and he doesn't want his business out there. With Rolly, it's more like, oh, just tell me in front of everybody, because I want everyone to hold me accountable for it.
Yeah, so I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that too.
So in that aspect, I mean, the conversations are similar. It's just one is one-on-one, and the other one he wants kind of everyone to know what it is he should be.
So you will say that Ish is more like emotional?
I wouldn't say emotional. I'd say reserved. So he just doesn't want his information out there, and he wants, if there's something wrong, to come directly to him, which is understandable. And then Rolly, if there's something wrong, he wants you to say it in front of everyone, so everyone can know.
You know what it is. I think Ish works better with like positive like reinforcement, kind of like when you tell him like, oh Ish, like look how good you were doing back then, or like look how good you did last week, like you got to keep doing this going forward. And he's like, yeah, like that's how he pushes. Rolly, I think it's more of like
the negative,
like Rolly, like
stop being a piece of shit.
Yeah, like fucking like we gotta like aim way higher. And then he's like yeah, like he like rallies kind of. Yeah. So it's just like different personas.
I mean, the few times, and it's not just like that, like at work. The few times I've gone to the gym with him, it's like that at the gym too. Yeah. Like he responds
Rolly,
better
you're
to.
A bitch.
Yeah. He responds better to.
I can just see Rolly like hitting himself. Yeah, Rolly's funny.
And with that, everyone has their own personalities and emotions. So I think managing everyone, at least on a team this size, it's easier to manage everyone on a per basis. Yeah, right. And I would imagine with a much larger team, it would become complicated to actually.
Well, I think there's like a number. I think once like a team is more than like 7 people, it's like you can't manage everybody. Like you need not sub managers, but like managers to manage like smaller parts.
Smaller parts. Yeah, I would 100% agree with that.
If you had to manage me, how would you manage me? If you were me and I were you.
Oh, see, I mean, that's one of the big reasons why we're not in the flip direction, because I think for you have these very spontaneous ideas that you come up with, and and a perfect example of that would be comparing you to Johnny. Like Johnny has these very crazy spontaneous ideas that he comes up with, and I would say my managing style towards you would be kind of similar, where just I'd let you run with it. Because sometimes you're like, hey guys, we should try this, and like you come up with ideas that I've never even thought of, and then you tell us, okay, how can we implement this? But the idea itself is genius. So I think managing you wouldn't really be much of an effort, because you already get what you need to get done on a day-to-day basis. You don't need someone reminding you of what you need to do, and you'd be efficient, kind of like Nick, our new team member that we're going to introduce later on.
Oh, Nick is good.
Yeah.
Nick is really good.
Yo, Lewis, manage me. Let's see we're gonna have Lewis. How would Lewis? Lewis, how would you manage me?
All right. I mean, you're the similar way. The reason you guys are in the position that you are right now, and that you are in the position that you're leading this team, right? You're at the top, is because of your work ethic. And I think to manage someone that has such an exceptional work ethic isn't something that you need much management from. More of just direction. If you get lost on something, or reminding you, hey, we have to go ahead and do this. But for managing, the only thing that I would say is managing time. And I think you already do a good job with it, in the sense that you know what you need to get done, and then you go ahead and do it, and you separate work from your life. Like when you're home, you work as much as you can, but then when Sarah says, hey, let's watch TV, you sit down on the couch with her and you watch TV. It's something that I have to work on. But managing you guys wouldn't be something difficult or something that I would have to be on top of.
I don't think we manage Lewis much either. No. I think Lewis does a good job.
Well, actually, except when I asked him to clean out the email list.
That took
It
like.
took him like a month. Yeah, you know it's true too.
I think he just didn't want to do it. I think he was just like.
Because in the back, I didn't want to do it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't want to do it because in the back of my head, I'm like, but what if some of those emails are good? And that's like the hoarder in me that just wanted to keep them. And I'm like, hey, let's just keep them in there. Maybe they'll perform well next time. But we got around to it.
Someone was eating hot Cheetos here.
Wait, did you just taste it?
This table. I think I'm sitting in the section that Rolly cleaned his
hands on.
Yeah.
Hey guys, my food is here.
Oh.
I can go for like another 10 minutes. So I don't mind.
All right.
Well,
Well,
if you guys have any other questions you want to ask me.
Oh, I mean I can ask you a whole mess of questions.
All right, ask away.
Okay. I'll ask you. Do you have a question or do I just ask?
No, there we go.
Okay. So I asked Johnny and Alexis this question. I asked them, where do they see themselves 5 years from today? Do you see yourself? And even if it's not here, it doesn't matter. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So, I mean, a lot of people don't know my background and don't know kind of everything that's led up to being here working with you guys. And I'm someone that I would say I'm seriously committed to wherever I'm at. And when I started with you guys, I was working at a law firm as a paralegal. At that time, it took how long for me to actually come full time to work with you guys? What, about a year?
Like
a little over a year.
Damn, it was over a year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was a little over a year that I finally quit that job and just said, okay, I'm going to come full time with you guys. And I'm very dedicated in that aspect. And it honestly, one of the main reasons I left is because I felt underappreciated at that job I was in. So it wasn't even like the offer here was more enticing. It's just I felt underappreciated there. And I was like, let me come work with
It was
friends.
more enticing.
It was, but when I was trying to leave, they made me an offer that was basically like, oh, you can't refuse this. And it was an absurd offer. Like a paralegal does not get offered that amount monetary at all. And for them to go ahead and try to make me that offer, I was like, wow, I was shocked, surprised. But with that being said, I'm someone that kind of likes to stay somewhere long term. I've only had a few jobs in my life so far. So next 5 years, I 100% see me still being here and building this into something bigger than what it is. Right? It started with 4 or 5 of us. Now we have a huge team. We have 2 different creative guys because we need creative minds. We have so many other working pieces. And next 5 years, I just see this growing into more. And now we're already, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to. We're looking into other spaces as well.
Say that.
I can cut it out if you want.
No, it's fine.
We're looking to open up another office to host some more potential employees that we might have coming in because our team is just growing in size. And the goal really is to have either a bigger office or those 2 offices where we have 2 teams working out of. And in the next 5 years, I foresee those teams growing even exponentially and still being here and being able to become a part of it. So
nice.
that's what I see myself in the next 5 years.
When do you want to retire?
Honestly, I think it's the American aspect in me, right? That I feel like work is life. And I don't
Jesus.
Yeah. I think it comes from my dad as well. And my wife tells me this all the time. She's like, oh, a lot of people work to live, but you live to work. Like you're literally, I get home and I'm on the calls. I'm talking to clients. I'm talking to students. I'm checking in. We have international students and clients that are 12-hour differences. So when I'm going to sleep, they're waking up. So I'm making sure that they're okay and checking in with them. So I'll get home and she'll be like, okay, turn off the computer. We're going to watch a movie.
I think that's because you like what you do, though.
Yeah.
I think people that do it is because you like what you're doing.
Yeah,
So
I do.
it's kind of like playing League of Legends or playing a video game where you just like to do it, so you're doing it. Like
I love the interactions with people.
Yeah.
Talking to people and seeing having us perform well for others and then them seeing the value that we're giving. I love that. And I love the
fulfilling.
questions. Yeah, it is.
Fulfilling.
It honestly is.
I think that the people who can't see, so some people look at person A who doesn't like to work will look at person B, your person B who you like to work, and they just don't understand it because what they're doing for them is just work. Like they don't enjoy what they're doing. They do it for the money, not because they like it, but you're doing it because you like it and for the money. So I think it's completely different for you. And there are more people who just work for the money than people who work because they like to work. And that's why it has this negative connotation to it. Like, oh, you live to work. And it has like this negative vibe to it, right? But I don't think it's negative at all. I think it's because you actually enjoy what you're doing. In your head, you're working, but you like what you're doing. So it's the same thing as me being outside grilling, like on the barbecue or watching a Heat game. Like, if you like what you're doing, then you're not really working. But people don't really understand that. It doesn't fit in their head, because for them, work is just for money. So work is not something that you should be doing all the time. It's just something to make money, and then you do what you like. But for you, you're doing what you like already.
Yeah.
It's what you like to do.
And I think also it's like that sense of being like productive. I think for me personally, like, I want to feel like I'm making a difference. I want to feel like I'm being productive. I want to feel like I'm getting stuff done. I don't want to just sit around all day and be like, oh, what did I do today? Absolutely nothing. I want to feel like, oh, look, I got this done. I got this done. We're working on this. Like, there's like stuff going on, you know? Like, it's happened to us. Like, we go on vacation and it's like, yo, like, we've been out here a week. We got to get back to like doing some stuff, you know? We got to get we got to get shit done. Yeah. So I think that's just like, if you have that mentality, I think like whatever you end up doing, like, you're going to do a good job at it, because you just have that, like, oh, I want to go like the extra mile. I want to achieve things. I want to, like, you know, just set goals for yourself.
And for business owners out there, right? If you're trying to entice people to come work for you or under you, I think also the work environment that they're in highly affects that, exactly what you guys are mentioning, that wanting to come back and continue working. I mean, we've all had experiences like where the finance firm that you started off in, would you say that you loved that job?
No, and it wasn't even the people. The people were really nice, but the actual
job itself?
Yeah, the job itself was, I just didn't like it.
Did you feel like you were like fulfilled? Do you feel productive? Was it just like a money thing?
It was a money thing. Yeah, it was a money thing.
And same for me when I was, you know, the reason I got into law.
But did you enjoy it? Could you see like yourself doing that like every day, even if you were getting paid like $100,000?
I still wouldn't enjoy it.
Like, it'd be boring, right? Like,
yeah, I'd rather do this and get paid less.
When I the only reason I went into law was because I wanted to make money. Like, every time someone would ask me, hey, why are you looking to go to law school? Oh, for the money. And it's not something that I really loved, and I read about law, and I was just like, okay, I'm memorizing everything that I need to, because at the end of the day, it's going to make me more money. And it's different when you find something that you enjoy doing, because you're doing it and then the money comes, but you're not doing it for the money.
When I think about it, sometimes like what we do here and, you know, what we accomplish, like at the end, like if you think about it, we're a group of friends from middle school, high school. We all work together in an office. Like, I know you said that it's like a stressful environment, but not really. Like, if you think about it, like, we're not doing anything like out of this world. We're like, you know, we want to get stuff done, but it's not high stress. Like, we play basketball like in the middle of the day. But like, what other workplace, what other like job can you do where like stuff like that happens? Like, it's not common. So I think like what we do, yeah, we come into work every day, but it's like fun. Like, we have fun in here. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, I'm having fun. I'm Jesus Christ. God bless you.
Fucking vegan sneezing.
Yo, why don't we start getting vegan hate? Like, you hate vegans or something? Yo, they have it like that's like a mob.
I actually don't hate vegans. I just don't like them.
And to piggyback what you said, Laz, I don't think I should actually reword that. I don't think that it's a high stress environment. I think that there are stressful moments in the environment. So I mean, which you're gonna see anywhere you go. Yeah. There's gonna be stressful moments. So definitely no, we don't have a high stress environment at all. It's literally the most relaxed job I've ever had. But there are those stressful moments, and those stressful moments are typically tend to be individualized. So it's like someone is having a bad day because of XYZ. And those are the stressful moments that I'm referring to.
Yo, if someone told you when you were like in middle school, you're going to work with a job where you're going to work with like all your best friends and you're just going to like play basketball throughout the day and you're going to make decent money and, you know, like we're going to fuck around and this and that. Wouldn't you be like, yo, like where do I sign up? Like, it's like,
yeah,
it's like, like a dream come true for a lot of people.
Yeah. I'd be like, what, am I going to go to high school again? Because
If you think about it, right? If you think about it, like let's say someone were to tell you, "Oh, I'll give you like $200 million, whatever." At the end of the day, what is that money gonna buy you? It's gonna buy you time to do things you like. So if the things that you like is like hanging out with friends, like playing basketball, like we're simple people. Like we don't need like some extravagant lifestyle. Like that's just like not us. Like I mean, I don't know if you guys think differently, but we're not extravagant people. So we're simple. Like for us, like having a good time is coming here, watching fights, like barbecuing. Like it's like very simple, and we get to do all that stuff. So I don't know. It's like
A dream come true.
yeah, it's like a dream come true.
I mean, other than that, I do want my robes, but
you want to well, explain the robes. Explain the robes. What do you want?
I want my robes, man.
Versace robes.
What
Yeah.
robe? You want your Versace
I
robe?
want my Versace robes. We made.
You want to come work at the office in your Versace
Yeah,
robes?
it's the only expensive thing I want. A Versace robe. I want to
We,
walk.
you know,
in
we've
here
been
in a
saying we're gonna
Versace.
get Versace robes for like I don't know how long, and we just haven't.
I
Like
want a Rolex.
pure laziness.
But did it? So what happened was we kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna get Gucci slippers and then Versace robes," and then the riots happened, and then we're like, "Oh wait, we can't because everything closed down." And then COVID happened, or actually COVID happened first. Everything got shut down. Then the riots happened. Everything got shut down even further. And in Miami, there was like a whole deal with them breaking into the Gucci store. So I think it's just been like we haven't. Had
Dude, and
time.
honestly, I think that we haven't gotten it just because we're doing it as a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like we're not. We're gonna wear those robes like a few times.
Yeah,
and
once.
take
Yo,
some pics.
What if we did something where like every time we did a podcast, we had to be wearing the Versace robe?
Yeah.
And it would just make it like a podcast thing.
A podcast. Everyone that comes onto the podcast, even guests, they have to get a Versace robe
Yeah.
before coming on board.
Yeah.
I think that's why we haven't got it. Because if we really wanted it, like we would have the.
we could go right
Versace
now and buy
robes
them.
and-
27 minutes, guys.
How many?
27.
Oh yeah,
We're
my
gonna
food's
wrap-
getting cold, guys.
We're gonna wrap this one up. All right, guys. So any last words, Lewis? Leave the audience with.
Um,
Kill him.
Yeah.
Just know that the more words you speak now, the colder my food gets.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so if you guys want to hear about my life, I can start from the moment I was born.
When I was born.
Yeah, so
remember
I was born in
This guy's wasting fucking time
El
now.
Salvador, La Libertad. It's a country. It's a country in Central America.
All right, guys.
Came here at the age of
with
5.
that, we're gonna wrap this one
Yeah.
up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Lewis. We love you.
Thank you for having me, guys.
We love you. You called out Josh, so Josh will be on the next podcast. That's about it.
Yeah, I want
The
you guys to
vegan.
meet our creative guy. He's amazing, and not the newest edition, second to newest edition, but his ideas are amazing. These videos that you see, these angles, the lighting, it's all him.
The lighting has been really nice on the
It's
last
Yeah.
been really good.
I
Yeah,
must say.
it's all him.
All right, guys. Awesome. So thank you guys. Comment, subscribe, like this. Do whatever you got to do. Boom, 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 beam, boom. All right. Lewis, thank you. Love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Wait, before you guys go, quick. Let me just stop. Let me